3 fingers, 1 finger, 4 fingers. One message. Mark has read. You'll say it later. Your camera doesn't do that.
I don't want it to do that.
Yeah, you do. Put it on a little gimbal.
All right, we ready to get started? I'll shake your head at me. ¿Qué pasó to all you quixotic questioners of the quasars? This is episode 56 of the Geekoid podcast. And, another week, another bunch of headlines dominated by Apple and tech and AI and movies. Speaking of movies, Jared went to go see the Super Mario Galaxy movie. And we'll have a full-throated review for you here in a little bit.
Gross.
It just means it comes from deep down and it's guttural and exactly, yes. But first, maybe we want to talk a little bit about Apple and how they're becoming more open for business.
Oh, that was clever. I see what you did there.
Well, thank you.
So after introducing the MacBook Neo, which has been doing gangbusters, Apple announces Apple Business to just keep taking away from Google and Microsoft. They're just, hey.
Hi.
Keeping that enterprise going now, and then also keeping all these new fledglings. And so as they grow older, they're going to be already there. And it's like, why don't we have Apple Business?
Yeah. I mean, Apple's really been dragging their feet around trying to dominate the enterprise and the business markets. I mean, they've mostly been a consumer play for the longest time, even though they create and sell these incredible pro devices that are used by so much of the industry. It just kind of scratches your head as to why they've taken long to kind of go after this multi-billion-dollar cash stream. And I don't think Microsoft and Google are too scared.
They're never first to the line. They always come in, but then when they do, you're like, take note, everybody.
Yeah, that is true. But at the same time, this is one of those things that has a lot of momentum around it in terms of adoption from the enterprise. So, I mean, we talked about this, I think, on the last podcast with one before. You're either in one of two camps. You're in the Microsoft 365 camp or in the Google Workspace camp. Switching to the Apple Business camp.
With Creative Kit. I forgot about that. Creator Studio Kit.
Yeah, so it might make sense for small operations. TBD. I mean, I just started a company, so maybe I should look at this.
You should. And I think this would work great for larger operations too.
Yeah, but the migration,
people who have a lot of money.
The migration is a huge pain in the ass, and it's an absolute logistical nightmare.
Okay, sure. Whatever, Eric.
I'm just saying it's going to have to come in at a very compelling price point. Have they talked much about said price point?
I have been running errands for family-in-laws, so what you have here is what I have. I was not able to do further research and all the cool stuff. Little Sherlock Holmes nerd over here.
Okay. No need to get defensive. I'm just asking if you knew.
Lee Westland.
All right. Well, at a glance, it doesn't look like we have all the details. But starting April 14th, Apple Business will be available as a free service in the U.S. and 200 plus countries to new and existing users of Apple Business Connect, Apple Business Essentials, and Apple Business Manager.
If they already are subscribed to that, or they will get that as a free trial.
That's what I'm confused about.
Because free is
free's a really good price point.
I mean, get them in the door, right? I mean, they're talking about they're still not charging for SOS satellite. And the rumor is that they're going to start allowing satellite messaging. And we don't see a payment subscription yet, but we know it's coming around the corner.
Yeah, I'm looking at the preview page, and like, there's no mention of costs. It just says coming April 14th. So I guess we'll find out in a week's time, because that's
Yeah, why don't you?
really
Why
close,
don't
which
you?
is kind of mind blowing because I feel like it was mid-March 2 days ago.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
It's been a little crazy.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to take a really hard look at that, because Google Workspace will cost you $20 a month per user, so $240 a year.
Jesus. Ugh.
Yeah,
For one person.
for one person.
This is a workspace of one.
Well, okay, it's not $20. It's like the starter pack is like $6 a person, and then it goes up to like 12 or 14, and then if you add the AI special sauce on top of it, it goes up to 20 something. Um, but still, free beats all that.
I like free, especially currently. Our economy stinks. We say that every episode.
Yeah, but we're not an econ podcast, so let's keep this train going and talk about some movies. There's been some new trailers for Supergirl and Masters of the Universe. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I am even continuing to be more hyped for Supergirl, and
Me too.
less and less interested for Masters of the Universe.
I'm still interested. It didn't give any story plots, which could have helped, but it did show a lot more characters, and I was like, okie dokie.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be full transparency. I pretty much miss the Masters of the Universe as a cornerstone of my childhood. So
You should have been born 6 years sooner, dude.
yeah, well,
It's crazy.
It was up to me.
What 6 years does to you.
But the
Leto's
Supergirl
voice.
trailer.
Leto's voice.
Sounds.
Sounds pretty good, dude. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, but it's that you're gonna need more than Jared Leto's voice to get me to go see a movie.
That's true. Yeah. At this point, you need more than Jared Leto. I like you, Leto, but
I mean, you
ooh,
got
boy.
Idris Elba, and the two of them, it's not even enough to get me to go.
I love Idris. But Supergirl, the story looks good. And
Yeah.
hey, who doesn't like independent girl trying to save her dog?
Right. I mean, this is just like the millennial clickbait plus then you have Jason Momoa as Lobo, and I mean, he just seems, the energy he brings to the screen. He's clearly super excited to play this character, and
Yeah, it's like
that just makes it
his
so much more
lifelong
fun.
dream. Yeah.
So yeah, those two, those are our takes. We'll continue to monitor, but Super Mario Galaxy, how was it?
I liked it a lot. If I would give the first one a rating out of 10, I'd give it a 7, and I would give this one a 7. It is good. I liked it. There was a story. It wasn't all deep, but neither was the first one.
There was the story. It was present.
There was a story. Just
There was
as
a
much
beginning,
as there was.
a middle, and an end.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, people are like, they're trying to like get more out of a Miyamoto multi-million-dollar fan video, and it's Nintendo. It's a video game. What other plots and emotional whatever are you trying to get out of people who make Minions and a Japanese company that makes, puzzly levels? You get this, and it's great. There's a lot, if the first one was about brothers and sticking, to help each other, this one was very much about family. It was, Rosalina and Peach, and it was about Bowser and Koopa. And then, they already told Mario and Luigi's story. Now they just need to go help everybody.
Yeah.
It was good. I will say the one critique is if you don't remember or have not played any of the older stuff like Galaxy or Galaxy 2, which did get re-released, or Mario 3D World, or Mario 2. That was a huge segment with Mario 2. Some of the Easter eggs, which were huge, took up the whole screen. It wasn't like in the background or everything. It is the scene in the characters. You might be a little confused why there's a pink thing shooting eggs out of its mouth, or why there's a giant rat with shades or a frog and you stuck a turnip in its mouth. It was great. It was so good. And Illumination knows how to do action scenes. I don't know how they choreograph little CG whatevers, but so good. It was good. It was great. And there's 2 post credits. Yeah, it was cute. It's funny. It's entertaining. We came home and we rewatched the first one as soon as we came home. So that's enough for us that we didn't want it to end.
That's certainly a good sign. I mean, critically it's been not received all that well, but the audience score paints a different picture. That it is a fun movie. The audiences are liking it. Um, Maybe tell me a little
Yeah,
bit more about this popcorn bucket you got.
this thing that's going on eBay for over $150 if it's still in the packaging, which is crazy. It is gigantic. 16, 18 inches tall. It's this gigantic model of Yoshi sitting on his bum with his cute little red boots, and in between his red boots and around his, little arms or whatever is this cute little Yoshi egg. And was it cheap? No. Did we get it? Yeah. Do I need another Yoshi model now? No. No. Where I'm going to stick this gigantic thing in my little retro Nintendo corner, I do not know.
Yeah, you sent me a picture, and I was blown away by how big it was. I was not prepared for that.
The Yoshi head is as big as my head. The thing is huge, but it's super cute. Cool details. Yeah. We bought it and they gave us popcorn bucket, and I was like, perfect, because this is going now in the Bronco, and I'm taking the popcorn bucket inside. This doesn't get popcorn inside of it. But it's cute. If you can get one, especially if you're a Nintendo fan, you're a Yoshi fan, this thing is legit the coolest. I think popcorn buckets are so dumb. Not this one.
I share that sentiment. This looks super cool. It was the one popcorn bucket I would actually pay for.
This is like that thing that if I had a cool studio like Eric does, this and the giant Pikachu and the giant Harry Potter, they would all be.
Oh yeah, it'd go perfectly right
me.
back there.
Yeah.
Someday. But, coming up in a not so distant future, I was trying to come up with a clever tie-in to someday, and I just totally failed.
When you're awfully low.
Sadie Sink of Stranger Things fame has apparently been rumored to play Jean Grey in the next Sony Marvel collab.
She's totally French.
Okay, you're just messing with me. But yeah, it's Spider-Man brand new day, and she's going to be in 5 MCU movies.
Allegedly. Allegedly, she signed a deal to be in 5 MCU movies. And starts with Secret War, so not Doomsday, Secret War. So that means.
So is she in the movie, or is she like just in like a post-credit scene? Like,
I don't know. I don't know.
Damn it, Jared, why don't you know?
Don't know. Dude, I watch videos and read articles all the time, and no one's given any photos. And then those people who do know have been hush hush because they're like, it'll be awesome, and that's all they're saying.
Okay.
The people who have read the script for Spider-Man, the people who have read the script for Doomsday, everybody's like, really like it. The new thing, which is a little like cross of what we just talked about in this, is because Spider-Man comes out relatively around the same time as Supergirl, and so people are hyped because they know the scripts and they've seen at least the new Supergirl trailer. Like, which one's going to beat the other one? Because they both look real good.
Yeah, I mean, I think Spider-Man naturally has the edge because, everybody's super excited for where it takes the MCU. And Superman didn't do, it did well, but it wasn't a super blockbuster.
No, but I think this one's going to do way better. I really, really do.
Yeah.
you've got that galaxy vibes that everybody digs, that little firefly. Oof, aging myself there. Like, yeah, buddy cop comedy action that's very MCU as of late, not very serious. So, yeah, I think it'd be great. Spider-Man's supposed to be pretty serious, so this will be
I
very
think
interesting.
they'll walk a fine line between seriousness and
Sure. It's gonna be more serious than the other ones.
well, I mean, it's the last movie to tee up Doomsday.
Yeah,
I mean, you
and
gotta set some kind of world-ending undertones to ripple through the zeitgeist of society.
I'll yes in that, and it's teeing up X-Men because that's gonna be the next MCU whatever for the next 10 years. There's so many stories that they could go off of that the movies never did. So, in a whole new cast of 20 somethings till they're like 30 or 40. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
so much to pull from. They could go to the space again because there's a whole space X-Men and blah 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 blah. Yeah, it'll be great.
yeah. So
No pressure, Spider-Man. No
none at all.
pressure, Sony.
But moving beyond
Rip it
words,
up. Rip-
moving beyond movies. Last time we mentioned something about Star Fox, but we may actually get a Star Fox game
Oh yeah, by the way,
this year.
Star Fox was good in the movie. He was great. And they had an answer to why he's there, and it opens the door for Miyamoto and fucking Nintendo and Illumination to just go hog wild.
Is there a non-spoiler version that you can share with us?
The worlds are closer than you think.
Okay. Well, there you have it, folks. Proximity is the answer.
See, that's how good the movie is. I can't tell you. You got to go see it or wait for it to stream, but it was good. It was great. And the jokes with his silver coat vest, so good.
All right. So Star Fox, and well, the other one is.
Ocarina.
I was going to let you do the unveil.
There's a rumor. This is another rumor. Allegedly, like Sadie Sink, that seeing Fox McCloud, Star Fox, we're probably going to get a Star Fox for Switch 2, which last time we talked about it in the last episode, like 2016 to 18, so 2017 with the Wii U.
It's about damn time.
People liked it, but it wasn't critically reviewed. It wasn't the best.
It was also on the Wii U.
It was also on the Wii U. The Wii U was good. It just it was a pain in the ass to develop for. It was a pain in the ass to get to the market. Like they kind of poo-pooed the Wii U. And they fixed it with the Switch.
Yeah, all that is fixed.
And then I don't know where this came from. I get the Star Fox. You just showed him off in the movie, and there's a rumor that Donkey Kong's going to get his own movie. So that all makes sense. Like he was in the first one. There's little teasers and little playful nods to Donkey Kong in this movie too. So if everybody's upset Donkey Kong's not in there, he is. It's just very cute. Like the movie and like the video games. But there is another rumor that Zelda Ocarina of Time, oh, everybody get your little blue flutes and sell a bunch of those plastic bits. Both of these might be fall or Christmas games. And Ocarina of Time's like one of the most beloved Zeldas that was ever made. So
Yeah.
to get a remake or a remaster, they'll probably do a remaster. But if they did a remake, I'd be really excited. But yeah,
I was thinking about this. Like, what would be the strategy for going about messing with this? I mean,
I mean, let's turn back time. What would be the strategy for Capcom to remake Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4. Story, visuals, the whole kit and caboodle. What's the well, I know Squares. It's like, oh my god, can we separate this into like 3 games and make a ton of money? But like they changed the way that you do battles and attack, changed the storyline. They broadened it and did all kinds of stuff. You yeah, ooh, hub, Mr. Eric. Why not?
No,
It's always a little kid saving a princess.
yeah,
And
no,
then
I
it's
was
just
talking
whatever.
about why, like, what would their approach be? Would they go the remake route, or would they do the remaster route? Like,
I think they would do a remaster.
yeah,
I think
I
they
would
just
agree, because trying to do a remake of something that was that beloved is a really, really big gamble. It seems to be kind of paying off for Square Enix right now with Final Fantasy VII. I just think that uh, Ocarina of Time is was so good that, you don't want to mess with the mechanics, and
Do you think it's Nintendo? Capcom redid the Resident Evils, and they're all way better from the ground up. Even the story is better. And you're like, oh, I really like the old story. But you're talking about Nintendo. This is a company that's celebrating their 40th anniversary and have been around overall since 1889. Isn't that crazy, dude? Yeah, you don't. I agree with you. You don't mess with Nintendo because people will lose their minds. They are cultish about Nintendo.
yeah,
Sony, Microsoft, and then studios, be damned. But Nintendo?
I just don't know what you would change in a remake to try and make it better. Because like the Zelda games, there's a story, but it like dialogue and the cinematic cutscenes, especially back then, were not like the cornerstones of the games. It was really the
It was a puzzle.
puzzles
Yeah. I
and
mean, again,
the,
like
so
we talk about the movie and it's like, there's no story. No, there's no story in any of the video games. But they're great. And if you mess with them, somebody's gonna cut you.
somebody will cut you.
Like it's more about the puzzle and the exploration or whatever. And the cuteness and that damn flute's gonna come back. Man, that was such a big deal. Everybody getting a cheap plastic whistle.
Yeah. So stay
So I
tuned.
agree with you.
A remake for most likely coming for Zelda later this year, just in
I don't
time
know
to
how
slip it into your holiday
you were
stockings.
you were more fascinated by Zelda. I don't know how they're gonna redo Firefox, not the OS. It's really awesome. I don't know how they're gonna do Star Fox. Isn't it always been kind of like it looks like you're flying, but it's kind of on rails shooter that you get to barrel roll, barrel roll, barrel roll, which was a joke in the movie, by the way. They made fun of themselves.
Oh, God, I would hope so.
Oh,
It's,
yeah.
I mean, it's gone past the game. I,
I mean, could they do like a Star Wars version, like you're actually flying around, or like No Man's
yeah,
Sky?
I mean, here's the thing: they're not trying to like make the decision between a remake or a remaster. It's
Yeah, it's a
they
brand
kind
new
of have a
game.
like a blue sky approach. Like what seems to be working. Um, where do you want to go with it? So I mean, we don't even have the game confirmed, but if we did, we could see who is attached to it and who is working on it and who is a game director, and maybe then we could suss out some kind of inklings of where their head might be. But
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
until we
know
get
who's
that,
working on this either. Because before, I don't think it was Rare. Did Rare help with them at one point? But
mm,
we
potentially,
know the younger Nintendo crew, and I can't remember. They have a name that did Odyssey that everybody loved, and Bonanza, which everybody loved. They're working on Mario. Like they are. They're not
yeah.
working on like a Firefox. Jesus Christ, Jared. Star Fox. If I just say Fox McCloud, it that gets my head going. And I'll be here all evening. Yeah, like they're not working on it. So I would love to know who is. Yeah, I don't know. Because they have their core group of studios for like the last 20 years.
Yeah, they're not going
So
through layoffs and
I
studio
bet
closures every
I
other
bet I
week.
could do some research and I could probably narrow it down to like 3. That'd be fun. And they'd teach me more about Nintendo.
Yeah. So stay tuned. As soon as we know, we will let you know. But that pretty much wraps it up for all the news in gaming and movies that we had. Switching to tech and AI, Anthropic had an interesting couple of weeks where they did a boo boo and accidentally released the source code for Claude Code, their harness for their kind of flagship product.
What idiots.
So this is, I think, what happens when you rely on AI to build all your products is that someone somewhere or some AI system somewhere forgets to add the git ignore property to some files, and they end up on the internet for everybody to see. They've filed, like, I don't know, a few thousand takedown requests now trying to get people to stop. But I mean, the secret sauce is out there. Anybody can go and take a look at it. Most interesting thing about this leak has been some of the internal references and some of the things that are kind of hinted at that are coming in the near future. So there's a new model, codename Mythos, that is supposed to be a step change function even more advanced than what we currently have with Claude Opus 4.6, which is already really, really, really good. And then there was also some other different kind of product elements hinted at. There's a Tamagotchi style companion that lived in Claude Code somehow. So there's some goofy stuff, but it's
A
been
bunch of people are bored. They're like, "Oh my god, I'm here every day doing like 10-hour shifts." Like, oh,
I can't lie. I've kind of wondered if I could have something like that to make some of the more tedious days go by a little bit faster. So Anthropic, they'll be fine. Their biggest competitor, on the other hand, is in the process of locking down a $122 billion round of financing or capital raising that puts it at $852 billion valuation. So this is a huge amount of capital. I think it's the largest fundraise in human history. And basically they shut down Sora, as we mentioned in the last podcast, and they're trying to kind of refocus all their efforts on their core product and then switching from consumer to business to really go after the enterprise play and
enterprise.
and then enterprise and capture that market. So they're really, I think, setting themselves up to go public later this year, which is what it sounds like. And I think Anthropic as well is hopefully looking to go public. But you know who has actually filed, and that is SpaceX. After many, many years and sending many rockets into orbit, SpaceX, which includes X and XAI, filed to go public last week with the hope that they will IPO sometime in June, it looks like. So this might be the start of the IPO season for the year, and they're going to try and target a $1.75 trillion valuation, which is insane.
If I might, they're shooting for the moon.
Oh, God. How long have you been just sitting on that one?
It was just seconds.
It just came to you. Impressive.
Yeah. Thank you.
So yeah, it doesn't matter if you like Elon Musk or not. He's built a couple incredible companies, and you know, I'm excited to see where the future of SpaceX goes and putting more stuff on the moon.
As of this recording and timestamp this, like, we have people who are flying around Earth who are about to fly around the moon.
They just crossed the Rubicon, where they are now gone farther than any human in history away from the Earth.
Not compared to what's in my driveway.
Different Rubicon.
Damn it. That's great. That's so awesome. And NASA is doing this. However, it wouldn't be, in all honesty, it wouldn't be if it wasn't for SpaceX, because NASA lost their ass years and years ago in SpaceX then, because he's crazy and he's like, I'm a big kid and I want to go to the moon. But he had the money. So when you're a big kid with a lot of money, why not? You
Yeah.
build SpaceX. And then NASA's like, can we get some help? And he's like, yeah, you can, because I'm a big
You
kid.
guys need a lift? We're going to space.
Yeah. God, I mean, they're already talking like trying to build something permanent on the moon. They're like, well, if we can do this and SpaceX is giving us new tech, like,
So it's
why
interesting.
not? We'll do it on Mars too.
NASA wants to go to the moon, and SpaceX is like, okay, cool.
Oh,
We also want to go to the moon. We want to build a moon base. We want to mine.
with a
We want to
big
build data
billboard.
centers on the moon and then launch them into orbit and just go hog wild. And it's a little crazy
Instead of the
everything that's going on.
sun, it'll be a blanket of satellites.
Yes, I'll keep you cozy at night.
Pew pew.
So it's really crazy what is kind of in the works.
It's
And
crazy this is going on while everything else is going on in the tech/economy, and we're like, "Wow, you guys just don't stop." You're like, "Whatever."
oh yeah, it was, not only do we not stop, things are just continuously accelerating, and it
Every episode,
is.
just like ours.
We're getting faster.
More and more, baby.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's going to be a wild ride this year with all these IPOs from all the various AI companies, and there's also Databricks and some others I think that are looking to go public as well. My concern is who is going to buy all these shares when they go public? Like,
You
I wish I had a few $1 trillion sitting around.
I mean,
To,
you could do, $20 here and $20 there, right? And
yeah, but
then
they need more than
just
me shelling out $20 to go.
it
Have
doesn't
an
matter.
IPO.
If you earn $1,000, then it's like, cool, that's a start, and then you take that 1,000 and you roll into something else.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Jared has the ultimate investing
Who knew?
solution.
Who knew the goofy guy on this episode? Make a buck. Make it easy for me, thank you.
Ah,
I love it when companies crash because that's when I can get in, and then they go back up. And then when they go back up, I go, "Oh, you guys are gonna crash again. Sell!"
I
And
mean,
then
things
turn
are
around
not
and give it
n-
to something else.
things are not looking that hot, especially with everything happening in Iran, Strait of Hormuz,
I didn't
gas
realize.
prices.
Also, helium?
Oh
Did
yeah,
you know helium is a part of how Apple
Qatar.
and TCMC, TSMC, TM, that company makes the dyes
So
to
helium
then
three,
separate the chips? What?
helium three is one of the most critical pieces of the chip making process,
Crazy.
and helium is produced, I believe, as part of the natural gas refinement process. So the largest producers of helium, or the largest producer of helium in the world, I believe, is Qatar, which is in the Middle East and has been hit by a number of the Iranian barrages. And so there's helium plants, there's nitrogen plants, all of these have suffered severe damage, and it will take years to bring these facilities back online. So whatever
Yeah, because
shortage we had before,
it's just going to be worse.
yeah, and demand
So,
is just
like,
as high. So,
it's nuts. And helium, folks, is like one of the hardest, most finite resources the earth produces. It is more finite than gold. Gold, if you melt it all down, you could put all of it into a swimming pool, a pretty big one, but a swimming pool. Helium is like way, way harder. And
well, yeah, because if you
unfortunately,
let it go, it just goes up into the ether.
and then you get, high voices and, you know,
I
dead brain
guess.
cells.
Uh, so yeah, stay tuned on what happens with all the chip manufacturing demand, all the problems around that. I just hope my computer keeps on kicking, and I don't have to buy a new one.
Yeah. Or spend $1,000 and get a MacBook Air. Or don't spend $1,000 and spend like $600 and or 7 because 512 and go get yourself a Neo.
Well, no, 600 because teacher discount.
500 teacher discounts, 600 regular, 700, 512 with the Touch ID.
Words, and some numbers.
Bam! Bam! I'm still talking numbers. Buy, sell, trade.
All right. We like to deliver this beautiful labor of love to all of you on a weekly basis. That might be interrupted here shortly. I do have a child that is en route, and unfortunately, we don't have, I don't know, entirely complete control over when that child decides to appear.
No,
So,
anytime from now to allegedly you have a birthday coming up. So it could be anytime from now to then.
yeah, end of April. So if we
Yeah.
take a week off, that would be why. It's because I am in hospital supporting the baby making.
We
Per-
record everything on the iPhone using voice memo. Or you just record on your phone, FaceTime, and then just upload the audio. Ha! Ha! I'm in the hospital. AI is doing something weird. Oh, I gotta go. And then, it'll be segments, but it'll be one blast of a segment. She's born. Oh, Netflix hiked prices again. All right, I gotta go.
Oh, that reminded me. Netflix just lost a huge lawsuit that is quite foreboding for things to come. In Italy, they lost a lawsuit where ever since I think 2017, they've kind of sequentially hiked prices in the European market like they do across the world. Well, apparently, consumer laws in Europe say you can't do that unless there is an explicit reason you are hiking the price. So they have now been told by the Italian courts that you need to pay back all the extra money that you got from all those subscriptions over the last how many years? 9 years, which is hundreds of millions of dollars.
Whoa.
And guess what? It looks like there are lawsuits being filed in many of the other European countries, and I don't see why the outcome would be any different.
Do you think then, because I was alluding that like Netflix is hiking prices again and it's impacting all the tiers in the US? I think the ad supported tier will raise $1 a month, standard and premium are going to raise $2 a month, and they just raised it not that long ago. Do you think this is even more so they're going to do it in the US because they're like, oh my God, we got to pay off this stuff?
I don't think they're going to transfer the hurt. I do not think they will transfer the hurt onto U.S. customers because they're already under a lot of pressure. And with the way the economy is going, I don't think they're not going to stand for exorbitant price hikes in the months to come.
I think I wrote it'll be $9 now with ads, $20 without ads, and then $27 if you want 4K, whatever. So I hope maybe because of the EU, we won't get a price hike. Aw, sad panda. I know the reasoning was kind of legit. It was like, hey, we're gonna spend like 600 million, or either 600 million or 6 billion, but I'd like to go with the 600 million of like, well, that's probably one movie. So probably 6 billion on like trying to make better content and more content. So they're like, haha, we need to pay for this.
Well, yeah, I mean that's been their whole plan: offer more content than everybody else, so that they are the de facto go-to for streaming content. So I don't necessarily agree with the European law as it is written, but I also don't live in Europe, so
I also don't want to pay more money.
well,
Like
yeah, but
we're getting back
inflation
into like,
naturally increases the prices anyway.
but like everybody was like, oh, drop your cable, do subscription. We've been talking about this for years, and we all did. You and I were one of the first. We were like, yes, please. I will pay this price and get just what I want. And then I've got my DVDs or my Plex or my SSDs or whatever, and it's all good, son.
Oh.
And now it's like, how much are you paying a month for all? We just did this even with Disney. How much are you paying every month for all the subscriptions? And you and I and Rachel and Katie were like, yeah, I think some of this stuff needs to go. Like, geez, oh Pete. Once we sat down and numbers, did some number crunching, it all comes
Did the
back to
maths.
numbers. We're like, wow, see it, Paramount.
Yeah. Well, I think that's going to conclude this week's episode. Thank you for tuning in. Mom, you'll be happy to know that this episode is not 2 hours long. So there you go. And like, subscribe, do all the things. Give us a nice, juicy 5-star rating on your favorite streaming platform. And,
Bing, bing, bing.
we'll be back at you next week, all things considered. And if the universe lets us. And you know what? We're going to keep doing this because we love it and we love you.
Hearthstone after this.
I could maybe go a couple rounds.
I got some new builds, yo.
Okay.
I've leveled up. I'm at a point now that I can start building my own like a big boy.
All right, there you go. Well, let's get to it. So, toodaloos, folks.
For the Horde.
For the Horde.
So stupid.
End of transmission.